matchup that everyone's been talking about, kicking off the season. Middletown and Port Jervis start things off. How about that? You talk about football. You talk about athletic football and academic football in the area. Port Jervis and Middletown. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to worry about. And we're bringing you all the action live here on Facebook and, of course, live on YouTube as well. New this year, we have a camera that actually works. Bring this around to the 50-yard line right now as the players are making their way out. Captains are on the field. And we want you to know we're broadcasting this live on Facebook. So if you're listening and you're watching, we want to say thank you so much and put your comments in on the right there, and we will be glad to give you shouts out. You're right, Justine. That was Taylor, Mia's coach, who sang the national anthem. Absolutely spectacular. What a great job. And, we thank you for listening, Justine. Hey, Maria. Know you're watching too, so thanks so much. Hope you enjoy the action. We're going to bring it to you live here on Facebook here and YouTube. Captains are on the field right now being instructed at by the referees. Joining me a little bit later here in the broadcast booth will be my broadcast partner, Kevin Halpany. I'd like to remind you that this 264 East Main Street in Port Jervis, they're open every day, but Monday and Tuesday special this week at the Army Surplus Store, 15% off all goods down there, minus some of the pocket knives and fixed blade knives. So go on down, take 15% off. You need a pair of boots, you need a backpack for your kid for school, stop on down and pick up what you need. Also, a great selection of Port Jervis polo shirts, t-shirts, and baseball caps. So show your red and black pride by picking it up down at the Army Surplus Store, 264 East Main Street in Port Jervis. Go down and say hi to Joe, Terry, Amy, and heck, by tomorrow, Monday, you see you there too. Referees are out on the field, and the coin toss has been made. It looks like Middletown has won, and they are going to receive. You want to talk about a winner? I'm the winner.
Middletown has won the toss.
Coming into the broadcast booth, and he is bearing many gifts, including great snacks from the concession stand. The concession stand will be open all day today. That grill got fired up early this morning, and they had burgers going right from the get-go. And so if you're out here today, come around and enjoy the eating and enjoy the great food. Hey, guess who's with us right now? What's up, Tommy? How you been? Good, man. We're just getting all the dials set up here. Kevin, just to give you the logistics, we're broadcasting live around the world here on Facebook. And we're also broadcasting on YouTube. And the interesting thing is, our camera is live on Facebook and YouTube. I want to show you the technology here. This is our broadcast. The YouTube stream is back. And the Facebook stream is. So we're going to monitor our Facebook page. So if you're paying attention and if you want to tune in and listening, we want to remind you to go on Facebook, looking at Top Guys here, and that's F like Frank, A-G-G-I-O-N-E, and then you can watch the stream live. So we're broadcasting live. We're also going to call the game as we see the action. D-1 here. As the Mighty Mites put things in the book. Kevin, you're here for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're a man about town in the community. But you're busy in the Mighty Mites.
Yeah, we have our first grader cheerleader, Natalie. My daughter is a Mighty Mites cheerleader along with her cousin, Kendall Eckert, and one of her good friends, Sadie Addy, is also on the team. So this was their first game. Pretty fantastic.
I saw them from over here. I heard them from over here.
Yeah, they were loud.
So they're on the other side. Just the logistics here at Port Jervis at Harriet Space Park. Home team is on the bleachers are. So family and friends.
The Middies take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, Kevin, your job is play-by-play on the radio. This is internet. This is TV. So we're going to let the plays shake out. We have the rosters in front of us. And full disclosure, both teams are in black. It's going to be tough to call the numbers, but we're going to do our best.
Yeah, they both have matte finish helmets too. So
now both teams early in the Mighty Mites same setup, black uniform.
The other center takes a snap, takes a handoff. Big tackle made.
And that tackle was made by number 21.
Isaiah Green with the stop.
Isaiah Green, that's my neighbor. Isaiah lives right down the block from me. Him and his brother, Carol, always out in the front yard playing football. They play tackle without pads out in the front yard, so they're battle tested.
In Port Jervis, tackle football in the yard with no pads. So for him today, being out here, it's like landing on a pillow out there.
Exactly, this is easy.
Isaiah Green, he plays the linebacker position. And there's two linebackers in the set joining Isaiah Green.
Second down for the Middies. QB under center again.
Marchison. So Marchison and Green at the linebacker positions. Fort goes with 6 men up front, 2 linebackers.
Takes a snap, Keating Keeper on the outside. Got a little bit of running. Breaks the field, cuts back the other way. Big tackle made.
That was a nice play by
Number 43, Lincoln DeGroat makes a big stop in the backfield for the Lawson's outside.
43, Lincoln DeGroat on the tackle. You know, I was talking off air before the broadcast, and Lincoln DeGroat's name kept coming up. Keep an eye on this guy. Keep an eye on this guy. So, sure enough. Kevin, we got 2 jobs here. We got to run the camera as well. But look at this, all these people that are tuning in on Facebook. So if you're listening in, let us know you're watching, and hope you're having a good time. Kevin, what a beautiful day, huh?
It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. When we got here, it was about 70 degrees. It's going to be
15 in Middletown now.
It's a little
Ball on the 30-yard line.
Out in the sun, but it's you couldn't ask for a better day. Sun shining, a lot of people here. It's a great atmosphere for the youth football opener, which is a weekend.
Doing the shotgun set.
Army beat them last night. Army had their home opener as they hosted Rice. How about Middletown? 3 backs in the backfield.
Fumble, back snap.
How about Middletown's quarterback? You know who he is just because he's got those bright yellow sneakers, or spikes, and those bright green gloves. Unfortunately, we do not have a Middletown roster here. So we're going to just wing it as we can.
So we're going to share it with Alex. Alex is up here doing the public address. Alex has. So we're going to share here. So that was Owen Brinson. He's 21. He's our quarterback.
Brinson at quarterback. And the shotgun set.
Jimmy Hendry was here during the Mighty Mites game, and he was talking about D-1. And he said for the first 4 games of the season, there'll be 1 coach for each team on the field. So the coach
Brinson takes a set. Keating Keeper to the left side. Got a little better running out there. They push him to the sideline. Great tackle. Amado comes from the other side, making a big defensive stop. Brings a 4th down from the middies. 4th and about 8.
So bring up a 4th down now for Middletown. 4th and about. We're going to give them 8 on that.
Yeah, 4th and about 8. They need the 45. They need their own 45. Just a little bit past that for a first.
So Kevin, this is totally new for us here. You and I are more audio than video, and we're going to do our best to make sure it's all broadcast here.
And you have to, for those who are watching on Facebook, you have to forgive me. I'm a little bit new to the cameraman job here, so right away I go to move it. I think I'm doing a good job, and all of a sudden the camera shoots up.
Turnover on that for the middies. The Invaders will take the ball to the 35-yard line.
No, I think it's is it a change of possession?
I thought they don't call it, so yeah, I think it's a
I
change.
guess, yeah, it was 4th down.
I thought it goes on the 35.
No, I think it's the end of the quarter.
Well, they're marking it for it's a first down right now. The first down marker is at the 40-yard line of Fort. Actually, it's a little shy. That's the 39.
All right, so Fort Jervis football at their own 39-yard line. I think we got the camera set up straight. So big shout out to our friend Ray Torres. Ray's down in North Carolina. He escaped for the weekend, and he's down in North Carolina. He's tuned
The
in.
Raiders come out.
Thanks so much, Ray. Hey, Ray. That's nice of you. You said that.
Lincoln DeGroat.
Appreciate that, Ray.
Understanding for the Raiders today.
Like we mentioned, Jimmy Hendry mentioned that for the first 4 weeks of the season on D1, you can have 1 coach on the field. So head coach Fred DeGroat's out there right now. And, coming into today's game, the plan was to have Justin Jones at quarterback.
DeGroat takes a snap.
So it is
Here's
DeGroat.
Amado.
Hand off the ball in the power.
He got it on the outside. He got a couple room. Big run.
That kid's got some speed. The Cali takes it all the way to the Middletown 40. Big pickup on the play.
Big pickup for Amado. Okay.
We've done a lot of youth football broadcasting and coached a little bit. The name of the game in youth football is the sweep. If you can get to the outside, you put the ball in the hands of your fastest players, and the defense usually has a tough time with that. And if you can effectively get to that edge, you're going to have a lot of success, and that's what exactly they're on that first down play.
My success today comes from you because you were able to get to the concession stand and bring back in with you. So that's the big winner in my book.
Jack Kamar is the center, by the way, for Port, anchoring a 7-man offensive line.
3 backs in the backfield along with DeGroat Lincoln. DeGroat is the quarterback.
DeGroat in the shotgun set. Takes a snap. Direct keeper. Very short game so far. Second and 10 for the Raiders.
Jude Smith on the hit for Middletown, by the way.
Kevin, we're multitasking here. We got 2 streams of live broadcast. I even am recording this, and the phone is buzzing with text messages all around me.
I know not everybody loves Facebook, but I'm gonna endorse the Facebook feed just because it's not backwards like YouTube. I'll have to get that figured out. But
Raiders at the 40.
To go to Tom Faggio's Facebook page to
Go
watch
on the
the
center.
video broadcast of
Full house behind them.
PJYL football.
So appreciate that, Kev, and we are doing the best that we can.
DeGroat takes a snap. The hand off to the outside. He's got a little bit of room. Jason Bannock carry for about 4 or 5 yards, brings it to a 35 for the Raiders.
Their son George plays the Mighty Mites not here. So they were the winners of the timeshare giveaway at the local the softball fundraiser. So they're on their way to North Carolina.
Oh,
So Gina says,
tough.
Gina texted me a picture of George, who's, as she said, in beast mode. Anyone who has a young kid, he is, Mike.
Raiders come up with about 3rd and 4, ball on the 35-yard line. The goal house behind them.
Here we go. 3rd down for Port.
So,
Joe takes a
Ollie
shot.
Green in the backfield.
Little miscommunication, hands it off to now he takes it around the outside. He's got the 1st down, a little bit more. Carries to about the 18-yard line for the Raiders. Now we're doing a lot of damage on the outside today.
The Raiders moving the ball very well to the left side. Coach DeGroat was worried without his starting quarterback that he'd have to take his running back from Lincoln DeGroat and make him the quarterback, but the transition has gone over pretty well because, as Kevin mentioned, all you got to do is get that edge, get around the grass in football. And 1st and 10 for the Raiders. We give the ball at the 23-yard line. First quarter action here. No score. Port and Middletown matching up. This is game 2 of the Port and Middletown triple play.
Yeah, we have D2 coming up next. DeGroat filling in for an injured Justin Jones.
In the shotgun set.
A dearth of talent at the back.
Now we're on the outside.
Who can take the ball and move down the field.
Joe takes it, looking to pass. He's got a little bit of room, throws it to Brendan there. Ripped out of his hand. That is a turnover on the play. Interception made by the Middies. Deep in the world territory. Turnover on down.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Middletown, but nice play though from Fort. D-1 throwing a pass, that's not easy.
That was a good looking pass and a good catch by Rivera. It was Owen Brinson, who is the quarterback for Middletown, who was able to recover the fumble and give the Middies the ball back at their own 21-yard line.
Well, Fort gets the defense back out there, and they're getting huddled up. And as we mentioned, they do have one coach on the field, so the coach can give them instructions from the huddle. I thought that was interesting talking to Jimmy Hendry about that, how for the first 4 weeks of D1, coach can be on the field.
He's got the ball at their own 21-yard line.
Defensively,
Brunson, quarterback, takes it under center.
That's Ryan Robertson at the inside tackle position.
Joseph Royals taking the snap now.
Joseph Royals takes the snap. Hand off up the middle. He's making a couple blockers.
I think he was down.
Runner is down. No fumble on the play. 1st down, Middletown.
He's an animal out there.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you, his brother too. His brother played D2 last year. He was. We did on our coverage of varsity football. We did a little segment in every pregame show what the youth football players were doing. Carol Dolshin's name was in every one of those reports for D2. He is a bright football future ahead of him, and his brother looks like he's going to be following in Carol's footsteps.
I gotta give you credit, Kevin. You're always football minded. You're talking about your neighborhood. Kids are playing football with you. Scouting, you're breaking down film, Kevin. You're all over the place, man. I love it.
You got to be ready. You got to be educated for when they make it to the varsity. So we know. It sounds like we know what we're talking about. Royal's the quarterback.
Royal back under center for Middletown. Takes a snap, fumble on the play, jumps right on it.
I'll tell you the coolest
Second
thing
down.
from my perspective, anyway, not that anyone's concerned about my perspective, but watching this Facebook Live videos, seeing all the green pop up when somebody starts to watch.
I like the fact that people can comment, and they've all been positive comments.
So far.
Of course, about the team. You know, we'll get our critics that want to talk about it. We're up to it. I want to give a shout out to my friend Sherry. Sherry, you're right.
Second down from Middletown, ball on the 35-yard line. Royal back under center. He's got a full house behind him. Takes a snap, hands it off to Benson up the middle. Does a little start, gets it on the outside, makes a couple tackles. Gains about 2 yards on the play. 31 for the Middies.
Jack Kamar was there to help as well, and it was a great hesitation move though by Brinson on the handoff. He kind of stopped for a second, let the hole open, and then was able to turn what probably would have been running into his own offensive lineman into like a 3-yard pickup.
A third and long now for Middletown. Fortress's defense is looking strong up the middle. They got some players out there that are aggressive and hungry. Speaking of hungry, Kevin, thanks for going to the concession stand.
No problem, man. I had a cheeseburger earlier. It was top
I'm
notch.
not gonna lie, I did too, and that's what happened. I had one.
3rd and 7 for Middletown. Ball on. Ball close to the 40-yard line. Benson is in the shotgun set. He's got a full house to the left of him. Takes a snap. QB keeper around the outside. He's got a little edge. He's got a couple tackles. He's too close. He's got some running room down the sideline. Tackle by the crowd is down. Right on the play. We are waiting for the call. It could be coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be against Middletown. You can tell just by the reaction of the fans.
Block in the back by Middletown. That play will be coming back. It was about a 40-yard run for Benson on that play.
I think so many times, and we've all been guilty of this reaction of kicking a touchdown.
Exactly.
So the hold is being called, and the play will be brought back. The ball's going to be marked again at 37. Now 37. So I'll do it again, 3rd down. And everyone calm down. 3rd down. Use football.
It's important.
About 3rd and 1 for the ball on the 38-yard line.
Capacity and a position of authority is here as a volunteer.
Remember, these kids were born in 2009,
I wish
2010,
you wouldn't have said that.
2011.
I wish you wouldn't have said
Does
that.
that mean we're old?
Yeah, we're old, Alex.
Alex,
We're older, a lot older.
Does that mean we're old? I think you mean us two guys here. Alex, you're still a young man.
Royal takes a snap. Bad snap.
Ball's on the ground, whistle dead. So
Whistle dead.
touchdown brought back. Now it's 4th and long for Middletown.
4th and very long for Middletown. 4th and about 10.
As we saw in the last series, there's no punt, I guess. So they're just going to hike off the mark, and then they're going to go first.
It's going to be a turnover on down. Raiders ball at about the 35-yard line.
Talk about a warrior. How about Red Hosan out there? He's got a knee brace on one. He's the referee today. Got a knee brace on one. He's got like the Tommy Copper on the other. But he's a volunteer in so many, different areas, and he's here today refereeing. He and his guys are out there. We give them credit. It's not easy refereeing youth football. And I want to appreciate more that they do. And, we got a chance to talk to Mark Muller. We talked to Jimmy Hendry. And I talked to Fred DeCroce in the offseason. So many guys have volunteered to be coaches here. And it's not just a matter of showing up and bringing a tackle. Jimmy was talking about the courses that they have to take. They have to fill out paperwork. They have to take a course on proper technique and tackling. And he even said that there was an exam that went with it. And as he even said, he said, that exam wasn't easy.
Yeah, there is a ton of training involved. My wife Patricia is coaching Natalie's cheer team, And just to be able to be on the field with the girls, just getting them ready for opening day and the rest of the season, she had to take a boatload of online courses.
So that was really ball on the 40-yard line.
Rigorous exam coach the football coaches had to take, but she definitely had to put in some time to kind of get everybody on the same page, that the effort that they make to make sure the kids have proper tackling technique, and everyone is so concerned nowadays.
And we talked about that.
They put a lot of time into that.
Absolutely. And it pays off because you want to know that your coaches are vested in terms of getting themselves up to speed so that they can provide proper education to the kids. Because that's really what it's all about. This level of football is all about.
Even the Raiders offense back out there. Behind them.
As well, the Groves under center with Jack Kamer, the center, who's going to give it to him, and then 3 men in the backfield, as Tom mentioned, and it's going to
Hands up now. Breaks the tackle. Stumbles into his own blocker. Gives him about 3 on the play.
I like the way he runs with that ball, Kevin. Natalie takes the ball left, and his head is on a swivel, looking left, looking right. Found a little seam, got what he could off the play. And the Groves for that quarterback, but he seems to be playing a pretty good voice back there.
Well, he's played a lot of years, so he's used to this. He knows what the expectation level is. He played D-1 last year, so this is his second year at this level as well. He playing Mighty Mites last year. We mentioned Justin Jones was hurt. He was on the Mighty Mites. Ben Rivera was on the Mighty Mites last year. Charlie Hendry, who was on this squad, was on the Mighty Mites. There's up and down.
Watching him run back down the field.
So Lincoln has somewhat of a role, a leadership role, to try to get these kids up to speed where they're.
Shotgun set. Natalie on the outside.
Yeah, Jack is the center.
Yeah, we're going to have a whistle on the play because the referee wants a model Natalie, which is out 5 yards. Put his mouth in it. Quick whistle there.
Yeah, Tom, I'm wondering if there's like
Takes a snap.
a jersey.
Keep it on the outside. Still getting him some good blocks. A bunch of Middletown middies was very short gain on the play. Just low on the carry from Stevie Scoot.
Yeah, the other kids on the line.
Very long for Fort Jervis.
Brian Robertson is out there on the offensive line
Yeah,
for
number
Fort.
68 in the corner. He's out there. He was just a late substitute on the last play. Came from the sidelines.
That's the end of the first quarter. Score still 0-0.
I want to talk about style. How about our man number 84, Shorely from Middletown, sporting the mohawk on the sideline. You got to zoom down on that. Nothing wrong with that. Look at 84. There he is. He's getting a little instruction from the coach. Coach says, "Nice haircut." Love it. Kev, we're doing this here, man. We're broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. We're getting all the response from people. We got to thank a couple of our sponsors today. Of course, the Army Surplus Store at 264 East Main Street. That's our sponsor. 15% off there all weekend. Go see Joe, Amy, and Terry, 856-1911. All the businesses in the tri-states are dealing with that major construction project, and they are very appreciative of all the local customers who have supported them throughout the year. The project is moving along. Hopefully, it'll be done before Christmas. We wish them the best. We also want to thank our friends, the Outdoor Club of Fort Jervis. They are an official sponsor of all of these events that we basically need to the community. And I want to thank Mike Ward, the president, and my buddy Chip. They are at the farmers market today from 10 till 2. They have the Outdoor Club tent set up to you guys about events and activities. In fact, I think Chip had to leave early today because he was leaving for a small hike this morning. So Mike Ward is down at the Outdoor Club tent. And we want to thank them for their support, not only of youth sports, but of so much that they've done in the community. The efforts of the Outdoor Club have been successful in building over 45 miles of hiking trails up to the watershed park region of Fort Jervis, as well as a beautiful pump track in Riverside Park.
30-10 for the Raiders, ball on the 40-yard line.
The Outdoor Club endeavors at Riverside Park, just completely fantastic. So we want to thank the Outdoor Club of Fort Jervis.
Coming down, watching the game, looking at first down on the play.
So now here we go, second quarter action.
The Towers takes it on QVC, tries to get to the edge. He's got it over the right room. Gets the first down. Gains about 13 on the play. Nice little QVC from the Tally.
First down on the carry from the Tally. Puts the ball in Middletown. Ball's going to be marked.
Ball's across the 50-yard line in the Middletown territory.
I can't screen pretty well.
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. This webcam is outstanding. I was a little surprised because if you follow Tom and his coverage of the outdoor, when you said you weren't going to use it, I was kind of surprised. And then when I saw the video quality you have with this webcam, I was like, all right, okay, I can see that. This is, I don't know, the high definition youth football on Facebook. This is
Lions is backed up at the quarterback, under center, full house behind them.
Here we go. The broke down calls it from the center.
Joe calls it. Hands it off. One of the Middletown ladies waiting for him in the backfield. Second about 15.
Let's see, Nicholas Taylor and Noah Shorelane on the hit for the midfield.
Jason Bannock was on the carry.
He officially scales into this.
Also the midfield stripe now for Fort Jervis, or for Middletown rather.
You know, this is great. The stats are so great at the young levels. You know, the center has been Kmart, Jack Kmart. He was born in 2009. Jack is 57 pounds center.
Raiders come back for a second
Watch
and
the line of
15.
scrimmage right now. You'll notice that
And the shotgun set. The goal line them up.
on the offensive line, but the center position is critical. There's a lot of
Goal call the cadence.
extremely skilled and tough up there. So the size
Takes the
of
snap.
matter.
QB draw. Gain is about 2 on the play. Middletown Raiders everywhere following that run. We got a third and about 12 now for the Raiders. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Of course, he is he's born in 2011, and he weighs about us. He's 112 pounds. 112 pounds. He's playing the right tackle.
Ryder Mitchell's up on that offensive line as well. I'm trying to see the other kids.
Ryder for 2010 weighs 93 pounds. 93 pound guard. I love it.
Dakota Duryea is up on the line as well for Port.
He's one of our century guys, 101 pounder.
The century guys. All right, third down for the Raiders.
We got a third and about 12 for the Raiders now. Ball on the 47-yard line. The throw back on the center. He's got the full house behind him. He takes a snap, hanging on the towel. He's only coming back, got a little bit of running room, finding some blockers.
Oh, he's close.
Close on the play, couple yards short, it's going to be fourth down for the Raiders, but a big carry for the towel right there on third down.
2-3 yard gain at the most.
You know, Kevin, one of the things about the video and the audio broadcasting,
Looking like a fourth and less than 5 for the Raiders here.
broadcaster, I think it was Red Barber, and to make the broadcast more exciting in the afternoon, he said it was a beautiful day in St. Louis. Oh, right. And back in New York, since all we could do is listen to it on the radio, it was a beautiful day in New York, and all the fans are listening, thinking it was as beautiful in New York as it was at the beginning of the beauty of radio.
Fourth down for the Raiders. He goes round them up, getting them all settled in the shotgun set. The goal takes a snap. QB sweep on the outside, got a little bit of blocking. He's fighting for it. That second effort might have got him the first down. First down Raiders. Big run from the quarterback, Lincoln DeGray on fourth down, fighting his way for the first. It's going to be on the ball, it's going to be on the 36-yard line with Middletown. First down for Jervis.
D-1 team, 32 players, I believe, on the roster, 29 teams. That's good for youth football, have that many kids on the team. Throughout the region, we are reading stories and hearing about youth programs and even high school programs having difficulty fielding teams. to have this many players for this D1 team is very promising.
Yeah, Eldred had to cancel their football season this year. Not enough teams, not enough kids to field an 8-man team.
Break from the huddle.
DeGroat bringing them back to the line for first down. Going back under center. He's got the full house behind him. Power eyes set. DeGroat takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. No gain on the play.
Shorting again on the hit.
Barrett is on the carry. 2nd and 10 Raiders.
Right, lots of people listening in, lots of people texting in. Where can we listen? Jared Kmart just texted me. I need the feed. So I just, Jared, tune in, man. Your son's out there having a good time, and we're glad to call his name and enjoy the game. Beautiful day here today. Raiders in the huddle. Coach DeGroat with some final instruction. Also, along in the huddle, Benjamin Rivera, number 7. He's going to line. He's going to line up wide left.
DeGroat launching his man up to the line.
Basically, they have a 5-man line and an end on each line. An end on each
Rivera and DeGroat on the left. The power at the QB. He's getting the street, getting some blockers. Making a couple moves. No gain for the Raiders. 3rd and about 8. The power on the carry to the QB position.
Loyal Myers was in on the hit for Middletown. Michael Negron as well.
Myers and Negron on the hit for the Middletown Raiders. 3rd and about 8. Ball on the 38-yard line of Middletown.
Yeah, that's a really cool touch that they do in youth football leagues. A lot of different youth sports leagues will do that in Little League. They have that in fall ball, and I think that's a really cool thing for the kids.
It's also an added bonus for mom and dad.
DeGroat marching down up the line. 3rd and 8 for the Raiders in the shotgun set.
And again, this time it's DeGroat back there. He's going to make sure everybody's lined up where they need to. He thinks everybody's good, so they're going to try it.
Ready. DeGroat takes the snap. Hesitation QB draw. Gain about 3, maybe 4 on the play for DeGroat. Going to bring up about 4th and 6 for the Raiders. Ball at the 32-yard line. Bringing up a 4th down for the Raiders.
Kevin, yeah, my pet peeve is your pet peeve.
Yeah, it's not a big deal though.
No, it's all good. Good. So 4th down now for the Raiders. I think they're going to do it.
We just got a comment from Sharon Dillon who said she still has her son's jersey in youth football. So kind of confirming the keepsake nature of that investment in what your kid is doing in youth sports. That's really cool. I was trying to just catch up on who's on the offensive line. You mentioned that they're putting Ben Rivera on one end of the line, Brandon Borton is on the other end of the
Raiders back up to the line.
They basically have, and they're essentially
Natalia, QB, the shotgun set. DeGroat round up to the left. QB sweep. He's out the outside. That is a first down for the Raiders. Natalia taking the QB sweep to the left side there in the first down.
I'll tell you, if he gets the edge, they're going to have a first down on pretty much every play. It's been a challenge for Fort to consistently get that edge, and sometimes they've tried to mix it up between the tackles. Amato had a pretty decent run between the tackles earlier on this drive, but really the success, the talent of the team is geared towards getting to the edge. So first down for Fort. They're inside the Middletown 25 at about the 23-yard line.
Inside the Middletown 25-yard line. Marching down the field. DeGroat bringing them up to the line. And the shotgun set. Bennett and Natalia out on the right side for the Raiders. DeGroat takes the snap. Looking to pass. Not the pass rush. Breaks the tackle. He's got a man open. Ooh, drop. Incomplete pass.
I gotta tell you, the ability at how old is Lincoln? Is his birthday on here? So he just turned 9 this year. To be able to roll out and get a pass off under those circumstances for a 9-year-old, that's impressive. Not an easy catch for Ben to make. He couldn't quite reel it in, but boy, that's with those two kids out there, I don't think the degree of difficulty can be overstated.
And remember, Lincoln's the backup quarterback, so even though he gets the snap, the number one quarterback always gets the ball. So for him to throw and have that poise, just to be able to put that play together at this level, 9 years old, yeah.
Second down for the Raiders. Trying to get into the end zone. Lincoln marches up to the line. Under center. Vitaly, Bannock, and Green in the backfield. Lincoln takes a snap. He's going to run up the middle.
Tough run there. That's a modern tally again.
We're getting closer and closer to that end zone, though. Inside the red zone now.
Actually, I think that was Bannock.
Borkenhager on the carry. Going for about a 3rd and 3.
17-yard line. Inside the red zone. No score yet in this game.
Raiders in the red zone, trying to punch one in.
Looking to make something happen here. Kevin, thanks so much for coming up and hanging out with me today, man.
Not a problem.
Nice day to be here. And
Vitaly at TV now in the shotgun set.
Absolutely loved it, man. She was in her element.
Takes the TV sweep. Doesn't get very much out of the play. Bringing up about 4th and 3, 4th and 4 for the Raiders now. Inside the red zone.
Loyal Myers was the first midi to make contact with D'Amato on that play.
on the field for Port Jervis right now. Elias McGovern, 53. He's getting some action along with Borkenhager. For Port Jervis now, ball's at just about in the middle of the 2 hash marks, so they have options left and right. I think they're probably going to go to Natali. He's been able to find the edge, get those positive yards. Let's see if they maybe choose him right for that.
Raiders coming up to the 4th down.
More room on the left.
The Broke back in the shotgun set.
To the outside as quickly as possible, but D'Amato is he's going to take the snap directly. He's going to give it to Lincoln DeGroat, try to change things up, and DeGroat's brought down immediately by Roy.
DeGroat took the snap. Took the carry, didn't get the first down until the turnover on down to the Raiders. Big stop to the Middletown defense in their own red zone.
Now for Middletown, we got him about the 16 count.
It works. We'll have to see where the chain gang is set up on the other side of the field. That looks about right, 16.
So Natalie finished the first game as a Mighty Mike cheerleader, and she liked it.
Oh, yeah. She was so pumped. She was so excited just to put the uniform on this morning. She had a sleepover with her friend last night. They had a great time. They're both on the team, just super excited. And I don't know, they had an awesome time. They do their cheers in like rounds of 3. Every cheer they do 3 times. And almost every one of them, they bring the volume up a little bit on each repetition. And those girls were way, way into it. It was awesome.
Well, they were cheering across the field towards the crowd. So they were cheering with their backs to us here. We could still hear them.
Yeah, they're loud. They're really loud. Their coaches do a fantastic job. Autumn, I believe, is the head coach of that squad.
Your wife involved there?
Oh, of course she is. She got roped in very quickly.
Roped. I'm sure that was really a tough one for her.
Well, she can't, she just has a problem when people ask her to volunteer for stuff for kids. She has a hard time saying no. And obviously, when one of our children are involved, that's going to be that much easier for her to get involved in. She had her time as a cheerleader back in the old PJYL days. I believe she cheered for the Giants. They were talking about that on the sideline.
Well, we talked about it with Jimmy Hendry and with my mother. It's full circle in Port Jervis when it comes to football. I mean, it's not just about football. It's about cheering. It's about being part of the whole experience. And so it's great, yeah. And they talk, and people my age, people young like your wife, and talk about their experiences with youth football and into school. And how can just get that?
Well, Natalie's aunt, Mary Alice, was an All-American cheerleader at Port Jervis. She was a coach for her daughter Jillian for a lot of years in KL and the PJYFL. Now Jillian is actually a professional cheerleader. She works for the NCAA, the cheer camps that the high school.
Minnie's got the ball at the 16-yard line.
And that's what it's all about. You know?
Royal at quarterback position.
Now all of a sudden someone's paying you to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty good. And she's also cheering up at Cortland, where she's going to college, cheering for the Cortland football team.
Royal under center.
Cortland is red and white, right?
Takes the snap. Looking to pass.
Look at it. He's a lefty.
He's got a man open. And it's caught. Benson with a nice catch.
Wow. Nice play by Middletown. I thought there was a push over, but that's all right. But to complete a pass to Middletown,
Another kid who just turned 9, Joseph Royal.
Royal for the pickup of about 9 on the play. Second down for Middletown. What a beautiful play. Fort Jervis was on it, though. There was some coverage there. And Middletown just a little more athleticism on that particular play. Picked up 9. Raiders break that defensive huddle. You saw them in a 4-man front before. Looks like they're back to a 4-man front again. Jeremiah Galloway at the right defensive tackle position. Galloway is 9 years old.
Minnie's coming up to the line for a 2nd and 2. Royal back under center.
He's playing the left tackle position. 4-man front, no check, 5-man front now. They move up one of the backers, 2 backers to the inside. Looks like
Double pass. He's got a man open.
Young Kmart. Jack Kmart. He's 10 years old. Middletown fans wanted the flag. I'm not sure what for. It brings up a 3rd down now. 3rd and short for Middletown.
Noah Shoreling was the intended receiver for the
Oh, Middletown. Left-handed quarterback. Going deep downfield. He plays.
Well, I was talking to my brother-in-law who's coaching with the D2 team. My nephew Colton will play in the next game, the D2 game. And he said that, Middletown has developed a reputation in their youth football program that they're not afraid to throw it down the field. The radio station that Tom and I broadcast on for the varsity football team, they also have Middletown varsity football on the radio on Wall out in Middletown. Christian Farrell does those games. He coached his son in this Middletown youth football program for a number of years. And he told us that they have spent the last 5-6 years really doing a good job developing young talent. So we're going to see kids out on the field.
3rd and 2 for Minnie's.
Started to get the reps in and
Royal coming back up to the line.
Playing football to do big things later on.
Big compliments to have a left-handed quarterback, too. So 3rd and short now for Middletown.
Royal under center. Full house in the backfield.
He's going to throw again. Oh, he's near
On the
the
out-break tackle. He got a little bit of outside running room. He takes it up the field, loses the ball. And here's recovered by the Raiders. Turnover on down.
Mason Mastro covered it.
Mason Mastro with the recovery of the fumble. First down Raiders deep in Middletown territory.
That more than ever as Middletown, they were not only going to get first down, but there was a lot of green grass ahead.
Well, that was a good call, too, by Royal. Just tuck it and run. And he nearly got sacked by Throw, and he had a ton of room. The defenders had kind of all flushed out to the near side of the field, and he took off to the far side, had the first down, and so much more, and then just lost the handle there at the end.
It's incredible that we're dealing with 9 and 10-year-old kids who realize that it's smart. But it's the decision making. That's the tough part. Being able to decide, should I throw it? Who do I throw it to? Okay, nothing's open. Let me tuck and roll and let me kick it upfield. I mean, all those decisions are made almost immediately. And at the 9-year-old level, to be able to analyze all that real quick and make that decision is something else.
That's part of the football skills, not just about the ability to run or throw or tackle. It's what they call the football IQ.
All right. We want to thank everybody for listening and joining us here on Facebook as we are enjoying bringing you Fort Jervis Youth Football here at PJYFL. It's their home opener, the season opener, a triple play of Fort Middletown. That's, for me, that's, someone said that's what's happening. I'm like, I'm here all day. Just sign me.
Yeah, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but it seems like across the entire county, the OCYFL has adopted this approach where when you schedule your games,
Raiders coming back up to the line.
Is playing the same.
To throw in the shotgun set.
Playing court at court. All of the Middletown teams are here.
He got a man out for a while.
Where you'll see a lot of discrepancies with that approach is D3 because there are a lot of programs, and Fort Jervis is one of them, that don't have D3 teams. And that's the age group where a lot of kids will choose to instead play modified. If your school offers a modified football program, and that's what's happened before. They didn't have enough numbers who weren't playing.
Good move. Shotgun set. One man to his right. A little bit of a reverse. Nobody sees it. He's tired. Got a lot of road room. A reverse run by Lawrence Montgomery is pushed out of bounds on the try. Flag is thrown.
Hunter Frank was the Port football player who took that snap and pitched it to McGovern.
Looks like we're gonna have an official timeout here, and flags are down.
Well, one of the things that we don't have the benefit of relying on here today, Tom, is the clock.
Well, we heard
Scoreboard's not working, so we don't really know exactly where they are in the game. We know it's the second quarter. Has it reached halftime now?
I think this might be halftime.
Yeah.
We're gonna have halftime now. No score in the game. As both teams are retired.
That is it. That is halftime. Still the score 0-0.
I was impressed by both quarterbacks. Lincoln DeGroat, a couple of really good passes, and Joseph Royal. Owen Brinson was the quarterback for the first few series for Middletown. We didn't see him throw much. He was more of a running quarterback, but I'll tell you what, pretty impressive to see those kids who are nine years old, being able to execute, not just throw the ball, not just have, the arm strength, the ability to plant your feet and throw, but also both of DeGroat's passes were on 4 yards.
Yeah.
You're moving and throwing at the same time. It's like walking into a bubble.
11 on 11, 100-yard football field. These are 9-year-old big field for 9-year-old kids, and they play every bit of it. So a great first half. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little pause right now, take a little break, as we're going to continue to roll live, but we're going to just catch your breath. And we'll be bringing back the second half, and then, hey, we got the D2 action coming up after that. So everyone just stay tuned as we will be bringing you more action when the second half starts in just a few moments. I'm like,
This is sick.
if you have to stay or leave, you can leave whenever you
I'm not going anywhere.
My parents went home with restriction. I'm staying here for the next game anyway. I'll probably home and I'll stay up here.
Oh, no. That's
our actual PA system. I'm not going to send the speaker like that.
Okay, here we go. Huh?
Referee's like, get back out here.
team members?
I gotta get out there.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
You have an E2 roster, right?
Yeah, oh, I got, yeah, we got
more
two
than
now.
one now.
All right.
They're easy, they only got 12 guys.
And if they don't bring you the cheer roster, just say, cheer, you know, thank you, girl.
Did she complain? Did you want to?
No, we gave you credit, man.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, Alex had him.
Oh, he did have, okay, good. I didn't even notice.
We're all good.
All right, cool. She was asking about it when she was talking to Trish over on the other side of
It's
it.
so funny. Now,
Because she got left this weekend, kind of, she's an assistant head coach, kind of left for the weekend on vacation.
Oh,
So that's why she's,
D-1 coach?
yeah,
Oh, that girl was an assistant?
yeah.
the poor girl.
Jeez.
So it's like tag, you're it. That's why she was like,
Yeah. Okay, that's understandable.
Thank you, guys.
No problem. They were also talking about.
You can't get away from it, bro. All right, you ready to come back on again? I hope everything is recorded. Oh, yeah, hours and hours. All right. And welcome back. Not quite a professional transition, but a transition nonetheless, as halftime is coming to conclusion here at Harriet Space Park, home of the Portuguese Youth Football League. Beautiful afternoon for football, as the referees have, they need to, you know, Kevin Hoppy has been joining me in a minute. High school principal Andrew Murata, he is known as a high energy guy, and his thing is two claps for everything. But we just heard two whistles from the referees, and they're like, teams, halftime is over, let's go. So the teams are making their way back out, and we're going to get ready for some second half action of Portuguese Youth Football D-1 home opener as Fort and Middletown face off. Porter is hosting Middletown, and that doesn't get it. And to me, Kevin, that's youth football to me. That's high school football. That's all that matters in football. Fort versus Middletown. That's the end of the story. So the teams are slowly making their way back onto the field. Fort Jervis are making their way out first. They'll be on to our right, and then Middletown will be out in just a moment. I believe Fort Jervis will get the ball to start the second half.
Get out there.
Welcome back to the second half of the 0-0 game between the Middies and the Raiders. The Raiders will start the ball before the yard line. Behind quarterback Lincoln DeGroat, trying to march the Raiders to the second half touchdown.
Video setup that Middletown has is completely insane. They've got a professional-looking boom on a high-end tripod. It's got a weight on the back to allow the cameras to sit up high. They actually have two camcorders going at one time. And Tom, I don't know if you saw this through the viewfinder or you just speculated, but I'm sure you're right either way. One is a wide angle and one is zoomed in. And of course, what they'll do is they will go back and watch all this. They've even got the little shade over the tablet.
It's crazy.
I mean,
Absolutely crazy.
it's extremely professional setup.
We can just go down and zoom ourselves.
Yeah, you can take a look. This is what we're talking about right now. This is the Middletown video setup for their D1 football. That's incredible.
Or the 50-yard line, the Raiders march up.
They're not gonna have any excuse because they have all the footage.
DeGroat got the guys ready.
We're going to pan back up as we get ready for second half.
Matari in the shotgun set. He takes the snap. PVC looking to make something happen. Down the cut back.
Jump first for
Swarmed by a bunch of Middletown Middies.
down behind the line by
Behind the line of scrimmage. Second down.
everybody on the court side jumped, but there was no flag. That was
And even Coach DeGroat, he takes his hat off and he's scratching his head. He's like, what are you guys doing out there? This is youth football. This is what it's all about. It's about learning. It's about executing. And it's about having a lot of fun. Right now for the Raiders, we have several new players who maybe didn't get their name mentioned in the first half as much. Out there, we will mention right now, Borkenhagen, he's back out on the field, along with Ryder Mitchell, 23, playing the left tackle. Fort Jervis with T-set right there, three backs in the back.
The shotgun T-set. DeGroat. Calling the cadence, takes the snap. PV draw up the middle. Gets very little on the game, maybe about a yard or so, brings up a 3rd and long for the Raiders, ball on the 48-yard line.
A little bit of long down yardage here. Sidelines for Fort Jervis. Goes Isaiah Green. He is subbed out. Subbing in for him is Elias McGovern. We saw McGovern in the first half. He had one big play. See if he's come in as a specialty 3rd down and long player. I noticed on the sidelines, assistant coach Scotty Robertson barking out some commands.
Great, marches right out the line, under center. He's got the full house behind him. 3rd and long coming. He takes the snap, hands off a little outside edge. Jason Barrick on the carry, gets about a long time of play, brings up 4th down for the Raiders.
Myers on the tackle for Middletown.
Loyal to the cause as he takes Van down for a loss, but bring it back scratching the 50-yard line. So 4th down for Fort Jervis.
Looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Raiders. Middy's ball. Brings up a 1st and 10 for the Middies. Ball.
So it appears what they're doing is it's a 25 yards. 25 yards in the other direction, give the other team the ball.
Turnover on downs, gives the ball Middies and a 25-yard punt. Gets the ball from the 25-yard line to start off 1st and 10.
I'm shaking now when I'm moving my camera set up.
No, we're good, man. This the video that you're providing on Facebook is extremely sharp. This is awesome. This is the new age of technology that we're living in. To be able to put youth football video live on the Facebook.
Hopefully by next year with the smart boards and stuff, we'll be able to telestrate right on the screen, draw little circles. I'll draw an arrow to the concession stand.
This is the primary route you want to take. This is going to yield the best returns if you go over here.
When you're outside, it's
Just don't
beautiful
forget to
day
bring the
like,
money.
yeah, that's it. And they do take cash all day long. You're outside, it's beautiful. You're at youth football here at Aerospace Park in the town of Deer Park. And the smoke is wafting off that grill over there.
1st and 10 for the Middies.
Whatever you eat is helping out the football club. How are you not going to help, the youth football? And you would be derelict if you come in and you don't enjoy the concession.
Royal trying to get the Middletown set.
So Middletown now gets set.
Under center. He's got a full house behind him. Brinson deep in the backfield.
6 linemen, 2 inside backers. They're all about stopping the inside run. Middletown runs with a
Carry right up the middle. Powerhouse Monk is about
Carry for Middletown.
4 yards on the play.
James Lynch was there, first man to make contact with the ball
James
carrier.
Lynch was the first man there to make contact and make the tackle. It's going to be about 2nd and 5 for the Middies. Ball on the 30-yard line.
ran right back into the huddle. So showing off his excitement of being back in.
Coming up to the line, we got 2nd and 5 on the play. Royal going down on the center with the powerhouse behind them. Brinson back deep in the backfield.
Yet when they have their success has been mitigated because Fort's been able to stop them on some 3rd and crucial 4th downs. That's been good for Fort Jervis. So no score yet. Both teams keeping it.
Royal on the center. Takes the snap. Hand off right up the middle again. Big strong power. He's not up the move. He's on the run. Where you going? To the 30, 20, 10, touchdown. Royal. 6-year lead. First play of the day. Nice run for the. Made a couple of moves, took it for about a 55-yard run up the middle for a touchdown. 6-0 Middletown.
First touchdown of the day.
Another 9-year-old.
What a play.
2 big jukes, and then he just left the Raiders defenders out of their shoes.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he had blazing speed, but he had just a little bit more speed than the defense, and that's all you need to get into the end zone. So they'll set up now. Remember, in youth leagues, the point after try, if you keep it on the ground in the air, trying to go in, as we would call go for 2 on the professional level, that's only a point. But if you kick it, it is for 2 points. So we'll see what Middletown is here. I believe they're gonna go for the 1.0. Or even just have trouble getting home together. Middletown answers quickly in the second half offensively as they scored the first touchdown here. They are ahead of Fort River 6-0 in this D-1 matchup. On the sidelines,
Middies line up the goal line, trying to punch it in for one more point.
that can happen.
I saw a lot of pitching.
Royal under center, powerhouse behind them.
They have offense out inside the end.
Carry up the middle for Benson. And it is good. Middletown takes the 7-0 lead. Midway through the
That was all about right up the middle. Just like that, is ahead of Fort Jervis, 7-0 here in the third quarter of the D1 opening day.
I can't get over those beautiful layers out here.
Spectacular. What a great way, you know, so many of our friends and the people that we're related to are in the educational business. Some of them are following because the summer is over. But if summer has to be over and you have to go back to work next week, this last week of weather has been spectacular. On some of the nicest weather days, warm in the afternoon, at night, maybe just a light blanket to sleep under, and beautiful afternoons. Today is just picture perfect. There are just beautiful white clouds in the sky, beautiful conditions, low humidity.
The Raiders will start the ball 35-yard line.
65 degrees. The temperature.
7-0 Middletown.
One kickoff was high temperature.
The Raiders looking to touch one in to make it a 7-7 game.
Fort Jervis in the huddle right now. They are facing a 7-0 deficit. Middletown scored on their last possession. Visitors get the ball first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
First and 10 for the Raiders.
Breaks the huddle. Natali in the backfield. The throw will still be at the quarterback position. I believe Natali's going to
Natali now at the quarterback position in the shotgun.
back split off to him. Wing to the right, double tight.
Fumble.
It was a low snap. It
Low
wasn't
snap.
But I'll tell you what, Mom made something out of nothing there. Middletown said they came up and they did.
And it looks like they're going to do a fumble after the play. First down Middletown. Recovering the fumble. Getting the ball from the Middies on the 40-yard line.
Coming up here, we just need coming up after this game will be triple header here. Beautiful. Flag blowing on the bleachers. Blowing from our right to the left. Beautiful breeze out there. Everyone's totally enjoying themselves. Right now, Fort Jervis maybe not enjoying themselves too much as they're down 7-0. The defense back on the field. One play of turn. Raiders defensive position. Guys getting moved around.
Whoa. Bring the Middies up to the line. Oh, I'm sorry. Brinson back at quarterback. Brinson in the backfield. Royal under center. Takes a snap right up the middle. Goes back to the bottom right side for the stiff ball. Big tackle there. About a loss, about 2 and 3.
Oh, and Jack Kmart sticking with it.
Jack Kmart coming up there making a big tackle from the safety position.
A nice open field tackle for a loss on the play. 2nd and 11 for Middletown.
Second and 11 for Middletown. Ball.
Middletown and the boom operator. Our boom operator right here. But everybody's having fun. Hey, the good thing is I think all cameras are pointing in the right direction, and that's all.
Ball on the 41-yard line.
Long out for Middletown.
Middies come back up to the line of scrimmage.
Out on the field for the Raiders.
Royal under center. Brinson back deep.
Poorly too high.
Royal takes the snap. QB. He's got a nice team up the middle. He's got another one. Breaks a couple of tackles. And there's another touchdown for the Minis. Joseph rolling on the QB around the outside. Broke a couple tackles. Middletown looks to make a 14-0 lead late in the third quarter.
Middletown Minis in this second half have been on the ground and all success. Set up now for the conversion try. As we mentioned before, if they kick it in, it's 2. If they run it or throw it in, it'll be a 1-point conversion. Last conversion, they kept it on the ground and were successful. For Middletown. Huddle up right now. Or breaks their defensive huddle in their own end zone. Scratching their heads a little bit because that last play really kind of cut them hard. They thought they had to stop at the line of scrimmage. Middletown was able to cut it to the outside and convert on a huge touchdown. Boy, there was some athleticism.
Absolutely. These kids, they're not only fast, but they're able to break tackles.
Whoa. Bringing him back up to the line.
Call it that little curly QI because the middle back is just offset to the right just a little bit. I'm all about symmetry. Now the tailback breaks out to the left.
Rinson under center. Second snap. This is going to be a no good. 13-0 Middletown.
Get the ball down 13-0 here in the third quarter.
Late in the third quarter.
Raiders really going to have to put something together quick.
Good to see the hustle out of the Raiders there, getting off the field. After they failed that point try.
Let's go, we can turn a little bit and talk about some other football, not just D2, but also high school football. Season starts next week. We take it on the road.
And the Raiders played 3 games on the road this year. That we, as long as Tom and I have been broadcasting together, which started in 2005, places we have not been.
All through.
Red Hook, Liberty, which are Class B games. I'm not positive off the top of my head what the league games are. But the opener, which is a non-league game, is going to be at Pleasantville down there. Chester, that's a team that won the Class B state championship 2 years ago. That's going to be a Saturday afternoon game. About a 45-minute ride for the Raiders, maybe a little longer depending on how the bus is.
We're talking tolls, too.
Yeah, there's tolls.
Tolls go with you. You know, that's that means we got a packed lunch. We might even have to pack dinner. And leave a popcorn trail so we can get back.
Like Port Pleasantville doesn't play on their high school campus for their home football games. They play in a town park, which we also saw last year when Port opened the season at Chester.
Raiders coming back from 35-yard line. The Grove looking to get the team in the end zone. He's in the shotgun set. Panic.
Snap goes to
The Grove takes it.
himself, and he's just trying to cut to the right. Flag.
Flags are over the field. Middletown Minis swarm the QB seed.
So Middletown just keying on the growth and going right after. Speaking of
Talking about a holding on the play.
chance the other day to talk to his wife about the upcoming
He's
season.
going to bring Raiders back to
Optimism and
the 30-yard line.
You want to hear about the varsity coach invested. They had a scrimmage today. Bingo should
I'm sorry, the 25-yard line.
Amy Starkey was like, just text me, they're here now.
Wow.
So they're here.
Well, that's something that I think can go a long way. The involvement between the varsity program and the youth program. These kids need to see the youth coach or the
It's going to be first and 20 for the Raiders, ball the 25-yard line.
Aiming for it. I don't know how much time they spend thinking about it now at 8, 9, 10 years old. So that's ultimately where you want to be.
The Grove marching back up.
Team's name is the same for a reason.
Shotgun, empty set, nobody in the backfield.
Varsity game.
We got trips to the left side.
How about this? Trips left for Fort Jervis.
Raiders looking to put the ball in the air late in the third quarter. The Grove, shotgun set, bounce out. QB sweep up the middle.
It's effective to a point. He's able to get it across the
Good,
50
nice little 6-7 yard gain for the QB to grow, which is going to bring up about a 2nd and 12 for the Raiders. Ball on the 32-yard line.
running back and then run off tackle to the opposite side.
Yeah, less interference there.
Yeah, but Middletown was there. Still a nice pickup from DeGroat. And, he can throw the ball too. So, maybe they lull him to sleep a little bit where they run a couple times with that formation and boom, little quick pass.
Well, he's got a couple of ends there in Ben Rivera and Brandon Borkenhager who have some size to them. So if Lincoln could just find them quickly, maybe on a short little screen pass and let them use their build and athleticism to make some hay down the field, get them a fresh set of downs. I mean, they have 2 to work with right now, but they're deep in their own territory and they're down by 2 scores.
Middletown really packing things in. 6 men on the defense.
Deep in their own territory, down 2 scores. Raiders looking to make a march late in the 3rd quarter. Letali under QB position. Shotgun, we got trips to the left. Another QB sweep up the middle. He gets about 5 yards on the carry. We got about 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Very long 3rd down coming up. Ball on the 36-yard line.
Right now they're the 36, so they need 9 yards.
Need 9 yards for a first down.
Serious Tommy have yielded 5 or more, so if they can have the same success, run those 2 plays again, that'll get them a first down. But I mean, you can only, spread Middletown out so many times before they're going to realize that, it's a decoy.
Absolutely. So 3rd and long now for Port Jervis. Not only is it 3rd and long, but they're long on the scoreboard, down by 13. Middletown really putting things together in the second half. Back in the backfield, so they abandon the trips to the left.
Letali marching the team down. The growth. Shotgun set. Letali is right. No.
That's a pretty big hit by Mason Pickering from Middletown. That's a sack.
And the question really comes, Justin Jones into earlier this week. He was the starting quarterback. So, thrust in the position is the growth. And he's performed admirably. It's just the defense has just been so strong, and they've keyed on him. He's had no time to make too many decisions back there.
And they're just going to.
Decisions, I think it's going to be a good quarterback.
They're going to give Middletown the ball back with some pretty good field position. The ball was pushed back a little bit. The punt is a 25-yard movement of the ball, and it's going to move it to the 45-yard line. So Middletown gets to start this drive in Raider territory. Tough spot there.
Right. So for Port's defense, as they are going to put the field, it's going to be 4th down the 1st quarter. Port's defense got to come up big. Look for a turnover. They can make something happen. Electrify. Crowd, get them all fired up. They're down by 6 scores. Middletown, they're just playing confidence right now. They're huddling at their own 50-yard line hash mark. And it's being told by the referees, yes, it is the start of the 4th quarter. Middletown doesn't know. They kind of got to flip the side a little bit. Mouthpiece is in, says the coach from Middletown.
Critical information. Safety of the kids is as big, if not a bigger priority for these youth coaches than the actual technique.
4th quarter coming right. The Minis are up 13-0. Start the ball in the 4th quarter on the 45-yard line. Raiders need big defensive stops here to put this game close.
Contact sport like football, that's critical.
You look at Mighty Mike's game today, and then we're here. What is this level?
Royal under center. He's got a powerhouse backfield behind him.
This is the real deal. For Mighty Mike, some of those kids have never played organized football before. The 4th quarter starts.
Royal takes the snap, handoff right up the middle, handle somebody. He brings another one. They can't put the next straight down. He's running. Here he goes.
Far side of the field to stop scoring. They're up front, they are just not getting any.
A 25-yard carry for the fullback.
Unreal. And the defense has been there, and it's the move that Shirley made there that the defensive linebackers kind of froze a bit. And as you mentioned, the Cali down here with the passes. Shirley has shit moves. He's a 9-year-old.
Well, they had him too probably about 5 5 yards after the line of scrimmage, and he keeps going. So you have to follow through with your tackles. You can't just assume that once you have a guy wrapped up that he's coming out with you. You have to bring him down to the ground.
He's smart too because he's slow and steady. He's slow and steady, knowing where he wants to go. And then when the defense reacts to him, boom, he makes that quick little explosiveness. He doesn't have breakaway speed.
First down for the Minis.
And that's all you need to do.
Royal back under center. Trying to march them down the field to put up another score. You got a powerhouse backfield behind them. Takes it right up the middle again. Another 6-yard carry.
Nice tackles on the play by the Raiders.
On the bottom of that pile was Andrew Roberts, 45. He's 9 years old as well, made a nice tackle. Horn tackle. Along with him on the tackle was Damian Moore.
Jameer Alston had the carry for Middletown on that play.
Coming to the sidelines now for Port Jervis. Max Talmadge was out there. He's getting subbed out. Subbing in for him. Devin Saban. Scotty's son himself, number 68, Ryan Robinson, making his way back onto the field. So Port with plenty of substitutions. We're making sure everybody gets in the play. Joseph Shea, 11's in for the Raiders, along with Hunter Franick. His brother, I believe, played in the Mighty Mites game.
He did, and I believe their dad was coaching. He was coaching.
And he's marked back up for a second and 5. Ball on 30-yard line. Royal back under center.
I don't think that's what you were calling me. He's pretty. He's a little bit different looking of a guy.
Well, all together, we appreciate all the coaches and the volunteer efforts they put in. Middletown ball now. Whistles on the play.
Little miscommunication on the defense. Raiders call timeout.
He had a late arrival for the 11th guy. Now he was out here before. That was Hunter Frank. He was out before, and I guess he must have maybe thought he wasn't supposed to be there, so he went back to the sideline. And someone said, "No, Hunter, you're supposed to be on the field right now." So he had to come back and was forced to use a timeout. But
Raiders looking to make a big defensive stop. Keep this game close as Middletown trying to pull away late in the fourth quarter. Ball on the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Just here, I went to the sidelines and now I'm back. So timeout, smart timeout. So you get the position all set. And Hunter is still out there. So how about Ben Rivera? Look at him, number 7, playing the left defensive end with the gloves. He's prime time. Look at him. He looks legit there.
Ready to go.
Yep. And all the other linemen on the knee. So they're all hungry and ready to go. Middletown High School. I got to tell you, Kev. High school and it was black jersey to transfer, black jersey to transfer. Somebody would be back in the locker room.
Royal brings the team up. 2nd and 5. Powerhouse backfield behind the little misdirection. Oh, what a stop. Tackle for the loss. Devin Rivera making the stop. Brings about 3rd and 9 for the Minis now. Past 34-yard line.
That thing was thrown from about 20 yards away from him.
They do it all here. Hey, Rivera with a nice one-arm tackle. He got stepped in and he put that hand out and made the tackle. Great job. That's the things that you know, as a coach you notice, and as fans and spectators, you see that and you just realize, wow, that kid, he's got talent. So now it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long for the Minis. Royal back down in the center. He's got the powerhouse backfield behind him. Straight up the middle again. Rivera comes clean off the edge. Makes him a 4th down Minis. Forces now.
I'll show you something. That was a prime time hit right there. 4th down and long. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Middleton got to go for it here.
They didn't say the game
Guess
over.
not. They're going to bury Port deep. They're going to concede and give Port the ball back. Middletown's up by 2 scores at 50-0. And instead of trying to go for it on 4th, they're going to concede what we call the automatic punt.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably a smart choice there by Middletown. If you don't get it, you give Port the ball back at their own 35, maybe the 40, depending on where the ball carrier is brought down. Here, you push them 25 yards back, and Port hasn't been able to move the ball.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball's going to be marked at about the 20-yard line. Yep, officially marked at the 20-yard line. And not only do they have 80 yards to go to score, but they're down by 2 scores right now.
Down by 2 scores. Raiders coming back out onto the field. Trying to make something happen in the late in the 4th. The Grove trying to march the team down for the first score of the day. Ball on the 20-yard line, 80 yards to go down the field. late in the fourth quarter.
Coming in off the sidelines right now is Joseph Shea.
Yeah, I think for Middletown, this might have been more a play for their next series because they feel pretty confident that they can stop Fort, and then the 25-yard fourth down punt play is going to put them in even better field position.
Fourth quarter action here, Kevin, this D1 game. There's Fort with 12 men in the huddle, so before they break the huddle, they send Shea back to the sidelines.
Middletown having the same problems. You have another player coming in, palms up.
Palms up.
DeGroat getting his guys in position.
At this level, it's about learning and just knowing your positions. And look, there's whispers in the as they break the huddle. It's DeGroat calls
the cadence in the shotgun set. You got Natalie got the carry. Runs it up the middle, nothing much there. Very few. Gonna bring up second and long for the Raiders.
Second down now for Fort Jervis. And you're right, Natalie, he's the guy that got to go to, but they got to get him outside.
Yes.
They got to get him to the outside in order for something big to happen.
What if they have some pitch plays in the playbook?
It's a dangerous play. The pitch is like throwing a pass. And it's sometimes even worse. Pitch is behind, and that ball can bounce. And if you throw a pitch, you throw a pass, and it's incomplete, it's whistle dead. You throw a pitch, and nobody picks it up, and that ball rolls around. That's a live ball. The court's got to try to get the ball outside. I tell you what, you got Ben Rivera on this side here, number 7. You run off of his side.
To grow the shotgun set.
The last defensive series. A nice 3-point stance on the outside. Or chuck it deep to him. Oh, nice block, and they're running his way. And it's
breaking tackles, trying to make something happen. Doesn't get nuts.
surge from Middletown at the line of scrimmage.
Still going to be third and long now for the Raiders.
And the further that he has to go to make
The Road can't get that outside edge. Middletown all over on the outside. It's going to bring up third and long late in the fourth quarter.
third and long now, fourth quarter here. And for Fort Jervis, got to make something huge happen here. And we got the 4-minute call from referee Greg Bosson. So 4 minutes remaining in this game. For Fort Jervis, we need to have some explosiveness in the next at least 3 minutes and 59 seconds.
Well, they tried to get outside that time, but it took too long to develop, and they, as you mentioned, Tommy, didn't have.
Natalie in the quarterback position in the shotgun set. He's going to take it and go right straight out to the outside. Take it to the outside edge.
Defenders for Middletown. That's Middletown's quarterback, Joseph.
Middletown's lower quarterback gets the stop, brings up a 4th and long for the Raiders late in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left.
You have to pump the ball.
And this is why Middletown did what they did. They're just giving themselves the ball back.
You kick the boom operator.
It's going to be a turnover on downs, getting Middletown ball back. Less than 4 minutes, starting at the 45-yard line.
And just to leave her arm there, 30-pound weight right now to keep it all balanced. So your elbow hits that way. Keep it clean. It's not going to be good time. In fact, there's the camera still right there. I love it. Here's the setup we have. It's fourth quarter action. Fort Jervis trails Middletown 13-0. It's Middletown ball at the Fort Jervis 45-yard line. Both teams showing some flashes of brilliance.
Yeah, and the little guy from Middletown headed to the wrong side, Nixon Bellis.
I got the same colored uniforms on, so.
Confusing. Hey, we were just over there, Coach.
Andrew Roberts, 45 for Fort. He's in at safety now for the Raiders. Pretty deep is the safety man. Playing one of the cornerback spots is Armando Natali. On the other side, I believe that is Kmart himself. Jack Kmart.
Vincent at QB now, under center, powerhouse backfield behind him. Trying to get a few first downs to put this game away. He takes the snap, straight up QB keep around the outside. He's got a little speed on the edge. He tries to cut up. He's got a couple blockers. He's got some speed. There he goes. Another one for the Middletown River. Cutting this 19-0. Late in the fourth quarter. Another insurance touchdown and then he's definitely added.
That strategy paid off. As some of the Middletown faithful letting the Fort faithful know that might
remind that young man that this is youth football.
All right, that about a 45-yard touchdown run there, 40-yard.
Exactly 45 yards. So D2 action coming up after the end of this D1 game. Off to our distance, the D1 boys are warming up. The D2 cheerleaders, they were behind the concession stand doing flips and jumps and all kinds of stuff. So that's the level. And then we'll be bringing you all that action after the D1 game. Middletown breaks the huddle, and they're going to go for the point after try. Again, point after try at this level of football is a run pass completed. It is a 1 point. If they kick it, it's 2.
Joseph Royals back in at the quarterback position, both fumbled.
With the extra point is fumbled. Will be a dead ball, no point conversion, 19-0. Minis go up on the Raiders. Less than 3 minutes left to play.
Raiders will get the ball back, trailing by 19 late in the fourth quarter. And for the Raiders, maybe it's good that that scoreboard is malfunctioning. They don't have to see the numbers. They just got to go out and keep playing football and having fun, because that's what it's really all about at this level. We're talking 9 and 10-year-old kids, and so we want them to make sure that they come out and learn fundamentals and also have a good time. And you can see that on the mannerisms at which they play. Both teams are running to and from the huddles. Like they're just they're not like they're just pulling their heads low and not giving it their best effort. Fort Jervis now in the offensive huddle. Charlie Hendry, number 15, he comes out there. Now Charlie's 8. Charlie comes in. He's one of the big guys. You ready for this one, Kevin? Charlie comes in at 8 years old, a whole 52 pounds. 52 pounds a month.
Charlie's a good friend of my son Noah's. Those kids they were having a blast earlier, hanging out together. They had a birthday party over the summer for Charlie, and they did the outdoor movie, which is a big thing now for birthday parties. I saw a picture on Facebook. It was the same.
Oh, great.
That's a winner.
Coming back up to the line.
Speaking of birthdays, my nephew Adam Koenig's birthday is today. He turned 8 years old. He plays football. He is more of a cerebral kind. And
Go ahead, Tom.
in fact, his mom and the birthday party was at the Ninja Warrior experience in New Jersey.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what's that all about? This is Frank on the carry for.
Frank at the quarterback position, taking the QB feed, brought down by Nicholas Taylor on the play, coming from the defensive right position, stopping him, lasting about 4 yards. Bringing a 2nd and 15 for the Raiders.
You've never been to this tournament
I've been invited to participate for obvious reasons, legal reasons, and probably height restrictions because I'm slow and tall. But I did see photographs, and my nephew Adam absolutely loves it. He's climbing walls and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So Adam's birthday's today. I think he went yesterday, and there's more in store for today. So Adam, I love you, buddy. Happy birthday, and enjoy your beautiful birthday. What weather!
Back up to the line. Frank at the quarterback position. Oh, doing misdirection, he got it up. Big tackle made by the Chiefs. All right, McGovern on the carry. Very short game for the Raiders. Going to bring about a 3rd and 13 for the Raiders.
White glove with red, and a white glove with, I think it's either black or dark. So he's all about style. Number 16. Appreciate a kid who likes the style aspect of the game. It's important.
Yeah, that's part of the equation.
Boy comes back up to the line. 3rd and very long. Frank alone in the shotgun position. McGovern to his right.
By the way, receivers to the near side.
We got a reverse.
There we go. There's a lot
There's a big block. Looks like he's got 1 man to beat. He puts it on you. He cuts up the field. He's dragged down, but what a big play for the Raiders, the spark that they needed. 25-yard carry from McGovern on the reverse.
As McGovern with some nice moves at the end. Big first down for the Raiders. Brings excitement back. Hey, look at Fort Jervis.
Timeout, Fort Jervis. Use their second timeout.
Coach never wants to go home with them timeouts. Always got to burn them up. So first down for Fort Jervis. They are trailing.
You mentioned Justin Jones not playing today because he's hurt. Another Raider who's not suited up, but he has his jersey on, but no pads. Griffin Rapp was just going bonkers on the sideline and cheering on his teammates as they came to the sideline. Able to play in the game today.
Yeah, Jones' story. Jimmy was saying that he and his brother were doing something that most kids do. They were being kids. And he ended up getting a gash on his forehead, a couple stitches. So he'll be out of the lineup for a week or two. Hopefully back soon enough.
Helmets on. Helmets on.
Middletown getting set. They're on their sidelines, as you can see at the 50. The players not on the field are lining up, already waiting for victory.
Rivera and the shotgun set.
You know what? This game's not over. In fact, we need more guys. And look who's coming out here.
McGovern to the right. Rivera in the backfield by himself in the shotgun set. He takes the snap.
He's got the gloves.
He got it.
He's gonna throw
He
it.
gets hit. It is intercepted. The Raiders going back.
He brings it down.
Raiders brought down.
Middletown brings it back to the 20-yard line. Is that going to do it for this game?
I believe that's going to do it. In fact, what a play, though. How about Ben Snackle?
What a hustle for both players on that play.
Great hustle from all the players alike, as it is going to be Middletown's day in D-1.
And that looks like that's the game.
Go down to
Middletown Minis winning 19-0 over the Fort Jervis Raiders. Great game from both players. Great game from the people. Thank you, referee.
Line up for the handshakes, and this is what youth sports are all about. You give your 100% effort on the field, and you put your helmet on at the end, shake hands with the guys you played against, and you say thank you all for coming out and playing hard and enjoying a great game. So for both teams, hats off for a good job on the field, great effort. I know, just like in baseball and all other youth sports, there's always that snack at the end of the game that makes it all worthwhile. The Raiders will send two on the right end zone. Yeah, sounds good. All right, man. What we're going to do is, Kevin, as we get out here, we're going to pan out as the boys go to the end zone. Stop all around for all the teams. Kev, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. I don't know for the day, but I'm here, man. I'm sticking it out. I'm going to stick around for D2. We're going to bring the D2 games live all afternoon. So we're going to just take a pause for a few minutes. Join us back in just a few minutes as we get set to do D2 action here on Facebook. The game starts a little after 2. We'll bring you all the action live. D1, stick around for some D2?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you're the man, Kevin. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a little bit.
Hey, yo, we all quarterbacks now.